So we see there's no smooth transition of power from Saul to David, even though Saul and his sons are dead. The followers of Saul and his soldiers are not going to give up that easily. They're from the tribe of Benjamin, at least Saul was, and David's from Judah. So this is a dynastic difference, you might say. And so there's bloodshed. Now, in this country, we were used to a long line of smooth transitions of power in our democratic republic until recently, but things were even more chaotic back in the day. But imagine that you were a Pharisee or a teacher of the law in the days of our Lord. Or imagine that Jesus comes to you today and addresses you or your family or your particular parish. Maybe you're at a parish that really prides itself at being a cut above all those other miserable Catholics who don't know and don't care. And yet Jesus were to say to you, woe to you, super Catholics. You clean the outside of the cup, but you leave the inside filthy. You put burdens on other people that you don't lift a finger yourself to carry. Your ancestors killed the prophets, and he gives a list of them from Abel to Zechariah. And of course, from that point forward, there's going to be Jesus and all of the martyrs. Now, we make a mistake to think this only applies to the Pharisees, because the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, they don't just exist in Jesus' day any more than Jesus just existed in his day. I'm going to teach a class next semester about millennial thinking and the history of the end of the world, we're calling the class. And it's about the whole idea of the end times and the millennium. That way of thinking has been around really since before Christ. But even since then, you see throughout the Middle Ages, people behaving in schismatic, secular, crazy ways as they do today. There's nothing new under the sun, as Ecclesiastes says. But just imagine how your parish would feel. Let's say you're at a very hoity-toity parish where you think your mass is really perfect and you do it just right. And maybe you do it just right. But Jesus comes in to preach the homily and he says, woe to you. You think this is all I care about, that it looks good on the outside? What about what's going on the inside? What about everything you're burdening the other people with by criticizing them when you're not doing a thing yourself to make yourself any better? In fact, you're in league with all of those who have killed the righteous people from Abel, the first victim of murder, all the way up until today. Imagine what people would think of him. They would want to crucify him if he said that in their faces. Put yourself in that position.